Hi, this is Dave Herman with Salt Lake City Fire. This is an introduction to the Kronos timekeeping system. Today's date is Wednesday, August 8th, 2018. So Salt Lake City has purchased a new timekeeping system called Kronos Timekeeper. Essentially, the reason why they purchased this is because city departments were kind of all over the place as of recently. Every department had their own timekeeping system. So the idea behind this is to standardize and make it so that everyone is on the same system. Let me tell you how this is going to work for the fire department specifically. Essentially, what happens is when you put time into Telestaff, it gets automatically transferred over to the Kronos Timekeeper system at regular intervals, which I'll talk about in just a few. So if you have vacation time, it goes into Telestaff. If you need to go on the sick list, that goes into Telestaff. Additionally, supervisors will do their time off request approvals in Telestaff as well. For firefighters, the only thing you're going to be using Kronos for is to approve your own individual time card on a regular basis. There are a couple of ways of accessing Kronos. Number one, you can access via slcfire.com or on Firehome. If I go to the Firehome website, I'll come over here to the far right side of the screen, hit this arrow, and then the Kronos Timekeeper link is right here. If I'm not on Firehome, I can actually use this thing called slcfirelinks.com. And what it basically does is takes you to the employee section of our main website, and then from here you can simply click on the Kronos Timekeeper link. That's how you get to the full version of it. There's also a mobile app available. The mobile app is available in the Play Store and also in iTunes. And what you're looking for is an app called Kronos Mobile Straight Up. There are a lot of different flavors of the Kronos mobile app, but just look for the app that has simply those two words, Kronos Mobile. And basically, when you download the app, it's going to ask you for a server name. You'll go ahead and enter this full long address right here, this HTTPS, etc. And I will send this to you via email as well, so that you'll have the ability to just copy and paste it very easily. Since firefighters are not punching in and out of the system, as many Salt Lake City employees will, basically the mobile app does not need to know your location. So if it asks you for your location, simply hit deny. I talked a little bit originally about how this information gets transferred over to Timekeeper from Telestaff. What essentially happens is the three city departments that are on or will be going to Telestaff, 911, Fire, and PD, will continue to enter their time in Telestaff. What happens is every 4 hours, the information from Telestaff will automatically go to your time card in Kronos Timekeeper. The times are 8 o'clock in the morning, noon, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 8 o'clock in the evening, and midnight. What that basically means is if you enter a work code at 7:55 in the morning, and then give it a good 10 minutes or so, you'll see that work code end up on your time card in Timekeeper. But if you wait till 8:05, you won't actually see that work code appear until noon. Also, if you remove a work code from Telestaff, it will be automatically removed from Timekeeper. Here are the employee responsibilities. Employees basically have to approve their personal time by the last shift before payroll, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. I need to stress that time card approvals will not be required while you're off duty. We actually have a secondary approval process in place, and so basically if you go on the sick list and you can't approve your time while you're off duty, don't worry about it, someone will take care of it for you. And while we're rolling the system out, I would encourage everyone to compare your Kronos time card to your actual pay. And that's probably something that you want to do on a permanent basis. Although the system has been thoroughly tested, if there is a mistake that we haven't discovered as of yet, we don't want you to be adversely affected on your pay card. Let me go ahead and get into Telestaff real quick. So as I mentioned before, you basically have to do your approvals, your individual approvals, by the Saturday before payroll closes. And let me show you what that looks like real quick. I'm going to go ahead and just pull up an employee. Actually, I'll pull up this one. On your Telestaff calendar, you'll notice that basically we have this box right here that says payroll close. That occurs every 2 weeks. And in this particular example right here, basically, they work these 2 shifts right here, so they'll show on their time card. The employee would actually need to get their approval for their personal time card done before the 25th at midnight. So basically, once they finish up these shifts, they would go ahead and hit the approve button at that point in time. During this 2-week period, basically this employee is on duty for these 2 days here, and essentially what they'll want to go ahead and do, since they're going to be on holiday for the next 2 rounds before the payroll close, is make sure the approval is done on the 29th here. So just, if you're going to go on vacation, check your time card for the full 2-week period and go ahead and get your approval done before you take off on vacation. That's pretty much it as far as firefighters are concerned. Let me go ahead and show you how to do an approval real quick in the Kronos Timekeeper system. So when you click on one of the Timekeeper links on either Firehome or slcfirelinks.com, it will take you to a website that looks very much like this. The difference is yours will be blue. This is kind of a test environment that I'm using. And we recommend that you use Google Chrome for Timekeeper. When you first try to log in, basically you're not going to see a login screen. You're going to see a button up here at the top that says Get Flash. Just click that Flash button, allow Flash to run, and you'll be back in business. When you log in, use your full city username and city password, and basically it'll take you to your time card screen. So really, approving a time card is really simple. Essentially what you're going to go ahead and do is basically review everything for accuracy. So in this example, basically an individual was in charge for this period of time, they received this premium pay, and then basically it shows their in and out hours. Again, this individual had in charge time for this 2-week period here as well. And basically at the very bottom of the screen, it gives a running total of everything that you were entitled to. So in this case, basically it shows 120 hours of regular hourly, and then the premium pay for the in-charge hours as well. Once you have looked at everything and everything appears good, all you have to do is come up here to the very top of the screen and hit Approve Time Card. It'll say time card approved, and basically what it will do is it'll change the color of the time card, indicating that it's been done. You don't need to do anything else. Let's say that you approve your time card, and let's say you end up working an overtime shift, basically, and that gets thrown on there. If you want to, what you can do is you can actually remove the time card approval after the buyback, and then you can simply go back in and approve your time card a second time once that buyback shows up. Up here in the upper right hand corner of the screen, you can actually see the current pay period, which is going to be the 14 days out essentially. The previous pay period, if you want to, all you have to do is select it, and it'll basically show you what your previous time card looked like. And then you can also look at a variety of different dates up here as well. If you want to, you can print out your time card by hitting this print button. And down at the bottom of the screen, in addition to these areas where it shows the pay codes and the total number of hours, there's this thing called accruals. Basically, these are the hours that this employee has accrued. Essentially, this is a snapshot. Basically, this gets updated a couple of days after payroll is processed. So basically, it isn't updated on a regular basis. So it's kind of an estimation of the hours that you have available. Over here on the right-hand side of the screen, we have this thing called My Reports. If you click on that, it allows you to basically pull up this thing called the Time Detail Report, and you can select a variety of different ranges to pull out the report. Essentially, when you're ready, you simply hit the View Report button, and it will give you everything for the time frame that you have specified. And IMS has indicated that they're going to go ahead and put a print button on here, so you could actually print this out as a PDF if you're so inclined. So that's pretty much it as far as this goes. Again, simply look at your hours, make sure that they're correct, make sure that that your time off is also correct. Once you're done, simply hit Approve Time Card, and that needs to be done by the Saturday before payroll is processed. If you have any questions, you can call me directly. I'm at area code 801-799-3510, or you can contact the Telestaff team, telestaff@slcgov.com. Thank you for your time.